This is the Capital Games Movie Club. I am the Wiz. All right, so this morning the Oscar nominations were announced for 2023. I, of course, did not watch it live. There's no damn way I was waking up that early to watch the Oscar nominations. I don't care how big of a nerd I am. But, yep, nominations were announced. I read through them on Twitter and on the various trades. And here are my thoughts of what happened and how I did with the predicted nominees. So let's get started with Best Supporting Actress. I said that the nominees were going to be Dolly De Leon, Triangle of Sadness, Nina Hoss, Tar, Angela Bassett, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin. I got 3 right. Bassett, Curtis, and Condon got in. De Leon got snubbed, which was a surprise, and then Hoss is not so much of a surprise. The ones that got in were Hong Chow for The Whale, which I thought The Whale was going to get shut out. That did not happen. And the other one was Stephanie Sue for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was a surprise, and I think is going to make it, well, I thought would make a lot of people happy to find out that Sue got nominated. So this race looks to be a race between Bassett and Condon right now, with probably Bassett winning, if I were to guess right now as to who will win. But a lot can change in the next 6 weeks. Right now, the front runner is Angela Bassett. She's been winning the award with all the critics' circles and with the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice and everything. So she's winning all the awards, and it looks like she's the front runner at this point. So as to my choices, I'm surprised Dolly De Leon did not get nominated. Out of a movie that actually got a lot of nominations this year, from Triangle of Sadness, I am surprised she wasn't honored in this one. So that is a bit of a surprise. Nina Hoss, I thought Tar was going to get more nominations than it did this year. Tar didn't get that many, I was surprised by. But it looks as if that's really the case. That was the only way I was seeing Nina Hoss getting nominated for Tar. So it's not a surprise she didn't get nominated, but oh well. I mean, I got that wrong. So I got 3 out of 5 correct. So that's not bad. Let's get on to Best Supporting Actor. My predictions were Paul Dano for The Fabelmans, Ben Whishaw for Women Talking, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, Ke-Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin. I got 3 out of 5 right. The ones I got wrong were Paul Dano from The Fabelmans and Ben Whishaw from Women Talking. They were replaced by Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, something that was in my snubs that a lot of people were surprised by. Well, a lot of people wanted to get nominated, but he got nominated this time for this award, which is great in this, because a lot of people should be happy with that. And then Paul Dano didn't get nominated, but Judd Hirsch got nominated for The Fabelmans, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought of anybody would probably be Paul Dano. Apparently, Judd Hirsch had a showy enough performance in the movie that he got the nomination over Dano, which I believe that means Dano has still not been nominated for an Oscar at this point. I might be wrong still, but that's strange, I guess. But yeah. As of right now, it's Ke-Huy Quan's to win. The only other person right now that I could think that could take it is Brendan Gleeson, but a lot would have to happen for Ke-Huy Quan not to get it. So right now, it's Ke-Huy Quan's to win for Best Supporting Actor. Let's get on to Best Actress. The Best Actress nominees that I had predicted were Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Danielle Deadwyler for Till, Cate Blanchett for Tar, Jennifer Lawrence for Causeway. I got 3 out of 5 right. This is going to be the the theme for these nominations. Blanchett, de Armas, and Yeoh got it. Deadwyler and Lawrence did not. They were replaced by Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, which surprised me because a lot of people felt that she was getting snubbed all over the place and thought that they marketed her incorrectly when it came to nominations. That she should have gotten Best Supporting Actress, but she got Best Actress, which I thought was a real surprise. But that is not the most surprising thing, and I think this is going to be the one that's going to be talked about often when it comes to who got snubbed, who won, and everything. Who got snubbed and who got a surprise nomination. And that's Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie. This is a weird thing that happened. About a week before the nominees were announced, a bunch of actors and directors got onto Twitter and started talking about how great the performance for Andrea Riseborough was for To Leslie. And this came out of nowhere because her performance wasn't getting any buzz. No one was talking about it. No one even knew what To Leslie was, to be completely honest. I heard small talk about it, and this was when these actors and directors were talking about it, where I looked and goes, wow, that's weird. Well, they're too late, but that's weird. But apparently it wasn't too late, because a lot of people are thinking that she essentially got astroturfed in through her friends making all these claims about how great her performance was. Now, I've heard her performance is pretty good in this movie, but it still is a surprise that she got nominated over Danielle Deadwyler from Till, which is causing some controversy because people still thought that Viola Davis was going to get nominated, and I knew that was not going to happen. I thought that was going to be because Deadwyler was going to get nominated, but they're looking at Riseborough getting in here, taking out Deadwyler in this, which it could be, but it looks like that's what happened, basically, is that Riseborough got in over Deadwyler. Lawrence was kind of something I just was thinking, Lawrence has gotten plenty of nominations. She is probably going to get another one just based on that alone, and I guess that's good that didn't happen. But okay, right now this is Cate Blanchett's to win. Guys, I don't know why you keep thinking that Michelle Yeoh is going to win this. I mean, I would love for her to win an Oscar. I love her as an actress. It ain't happening. It's just not happening on this one. This is Cate Blanchett's to win unless the tides really turn for Yeoh. But this is between Blanchett and Yeoh, I think. And I think Blanchett is the one that gets it on this one right now. Right now. We'll see what happens as time comes. Best Actor. My predictions were Austin Butler for Elvis, Bill Nighy for Living, Paul Mescal for Aftersun, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick. I got 4 out of 5 right. Paul Mescal actually got in, which I was pleasantly surprised by. I thought that was going to be a long shot, and he got in. Bill Nighy got in. Colin Farrell and Austin Butler, of course, got in. Tom Cruise didn't get in, and that's because Brendan Fraser actually made it. And even when I said Fraser was going to get snubbed, I had a feeling I was going to be wrong on that. But, okay. And the reason why I felt that was because I thought The Whale was not going to get as many nominations as people thought. In fact, I thought it was going to get outright snubbed, which it didn't, of course. But, yeah, that's it. I mean, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Right now, I would say the race is between Farrell and Butler. I do not think Fraser is going to win. I know Fraser won the Critics' Choice. He's getting all sorts of he's been getting all sorts of good buzz from the movie for a while. But this is between Butler and Farrell, and if I had to choose one, I think it will be Farrell. Would I be surprised if it's Butler? Not really, but I think Farrell just edges it out. But we'll see when that time comes. Next one is Best Director. The predictions I had for Best Director were Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Martin McDonagh for Banshees of Inisherin, Todd Field for Tar, Joseph Kosinski for Top Gun Maverick, and S.S. Rajamouli for RRR. I got 3 out of 5 right. Spielberg, McDonagh, and Todd Field are in. What replaced Rajamouli and Kosinski was the Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schneider for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. Well, okay. I know a lot of people are going to be happy with the Daniels getting the nomination. I'm just going to point out right now, they're not winning. It's not happening. and I'll explain why as we get into Best Picture. Ruben Östlund getting nominated for Best Director for Triangle of Sadness is a surprise, but Triangle of Sadness got a lot more nominations than I thought it was going to. So that was a surprise as well. The rest, not really a big surprise. If I were to look right now, this is Spielberg's to win. Right now, I look at it as the Academy wants to honor Spielberg for the last time, it may be, even though he might get nominated again. But this might be his quote-unquote send-off Oscar, where he gets nominated, he gets the win, and it might be the last time it happens, especially in a movie that is about him, essentially. This is a biopic about his life. This is Spielberg's to win. If I were to say someone is going to nip his heels, it would probably be Martin McDonagh. And I will get into why I don't think the Daniels or Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to get many wins. So we'll get into Best Picture. Okay, so let me get into the Best Picture. My Best Picture predicted nominees are The Fabelmans, Banshees of Inisherin, Tar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, Top Gun Maverick, All Quiet on the Western Front, Living, Triangle of Sadness, and RRR. I got 8 out of 10 right. Living and RRR were the ones that did not get nominated. In the place was Avatar: The Way of Water and Women Talking. So I was very surprised by Women Talking because that just seemed like a movie that, despite it getting a lot of good word of mouth, it just was not getting any awards anywhere. So it's good to see that got in. Avatar: Way of Water, I guess it just comes down to box office on this one. People do like the movie. I'm not going to lie there. But the talk is that it's about as good as the first one, which I thought was going to be enough for it to not get in, but it got in. So there, that's all there is to that, at least. But as the ones that did get nominated, right now, I think this is between Fabelmans and Banshees. I thought Tar was going to be the one that was going to get the most nominations. It got nowhere near that. So there goes Tar on that one. Yeah, again, so I think Fabelmans and Banshees are the two main ones here. Now, this might surprise you because the one movie that got the most nominations was Everything Everywhere All at Once. And people are taking that as, oh, it got the most nominations. That means the Academy loves the movie, therefore it will win the Best Picture. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think that's happening. The last movie that was a fantasy movie that got an Oscar win was The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. And the last fantasy movie that got the most nominations of that year was Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring, which did not win. The other thing basically is that the movie got nominated, but the talk has been all around comebacks. It's been all about Michelle Yeoh, Ke Huy Quan, and Jamie Lee Curtis. And yes, the film has gotten praise outside of all that, but the Oscars are a lot about what's being talked about and what the story is going in. And unless Everything Everywhere All at Once gains a lot of ground with the Academy, which I don't think it's going to happen, unless that happens, I don't see it getting anywhere on this one. I think it will get nominated. It will win a few things. It will win with Ke Huy Quan. It might win cinematography or editing or something along those lines. But I think you will all be stunned by how little it wins when the Oscars roll around. When it comes to Best Picture, I think it's between Fabelmans and Banshees, with right now it being Fabelmans. But we'll see at that point. I could see a point where Spielberg gets Best Director, but Banshees wins Best Picture. I can see that happening in a certain way, I would say. So this might disappoint you, or you might think I'm stupid and think you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah, I'm starting to think that Everything Everywhere All at Once isn't gonna get the wins everyone thinks it is. So be prepared for that disappointment. This will be a very interesting Oscar season. The awards will be on March 12th. A lot could happen in the next 6 months. So what's going to happen is, before the Oscars happen, I'm going to do my final predictions. and see where that goes from there. So it will be interesting to see what happens. And that is it for my reactions to the Oscar nominations for this year. This is Capital Games Movie Club. I am the Wiz. Talk to you next time. Bye.